why you keep switching languages. So guys, this is just going to be a quick video on, I think, a thing that happens a lot where people tend to switch the language that they're learning a lot. So basically, I'm going to address two things: why you do switch languages and my opinion on whether or not this is a good thing. So yeah, just straight up, it's not a good thing that people keep switching languages, but we're going to go through all of that. So many people find themselves constantly falling into the trap of switching languages, and this video is an explanation on why that happens so that you can kind of prevent that if that kind of should be your goal. We'll go through it, don't worry. So yeah, why do people switch languages? First of all, there are two main reasons why someone might switch languages, and that is for either boredom or basically to validate their progress. So by boredom, I've written boredom / non-strict goals. I basically mean that they're kind of not interested, and they don't really have a direction they're going in. They're just kind of playing around with it, and so they might switch to another language. And then the second reason is basically because they are switching languages to try and feel as if they're making progress. Like they just don't. It's hard to explain. People do things like that where they switch tasks to try and validate that they are actually making progress. But what it actually does is it results in them not making as much progress. So we'll go through all of that. If there's a word I want you to understand, which I have used before, it's the word essentialism. And it basically, this picture sums it up well. It kind of shows how the results you get by putting your energy into things. So the essentialist puts a lot of energy into a smaller amount of tasks and gets a greater result in that task. This is most people putting energy into a bunch of different things and not getting particularly far. So I think switching languages or / learning multiple languages definitely means you're more like this, and you don't get particularly far in really any language, which decreases your progress overall. So for the two types of people we talked about, if you are the person who's kind of like dabbling and they're getting bored, that's fine if you do want to dabble a bit, but I'd highly recommend if you do want to make progress and actually feel like you have achieved something, which I think most people do, you should commit to one language and set yourself goals. I have the video pop up on the screen right now, my video on how to set goals in a language. But yeah, that is super useful as well. I'll also put in the description my video on habit trackers as well, because that can help you make progress if you feel like you're not making progress. The other one is basically, these two things are very connected, and a lot of the time it can be both. A lot of the time, I think people will quit the language they're doing because they don't feel as if they're making any progress. And this can be like either they are making progress and they're just not recognizing it, or they're not making any progress. Either way, the solution is to make more progress and to make sure you understand that you are becoming better at it. So if you're worried you're not making much progress in a language, again, I definitely recommend you check out the habit tracker and make sure you're doing things that are actually useful for language learning, and then make sure you document it as well. That's why it's important you have a notebook so you can go back and see the progress you've made over time. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of make this video because I think it is a problem with people switching languages constantly. And yeah, you can do it if you want, but you won't make much progress, and I think it's more fulfilling to commit to one. But if you do have any questions, definitely comment down below. But yeah, that is the video. Thank you guys.